In this video, I'm going to be breaking down 3 cool ways to earn money on YouTube without AdSense. Now, AdSense is when ads play before your videos, and that's a great way to kind of add even more income to your bottom line. But I'm going to talk about how you can be generating an income without AdSense, giving you some examples and case studies. And then, as usual, on these Coffee with Cannell episodes, bringing you on and answering your questions. But hey, if we're just meeting, my name is Sean Cannell. And my passion is helping you build your influence with online video. Wrote a book with my friend Benji Travis called YouTube Secrets, and I'm on a mission to help 10,000 people create a full-time living doing what they love while making a difference in the world with online video. You know, right now we just learned that content consumption's up 80%, a recent Forbes article, because of the lockdown. E-commerce order volume's up 50%. So there's really never been a better time to be leaning into YouTube and learning how to earn money. So if you're fired up for today's training, hit the like button. Let me know where you're watching from. And this is kind of a special episode because we recently did a YouTube challenge, and I'm going to be bringing on some of the people from that challenge to join me for some Q&A. But let's start with the core training. And I want to share 3 quick ways and kind of different ideas for earning money from home with YouTube. Now, this is my personal channel called Sean Cannell. Just first and last name, Sean Cannell, rhymes with YouTube channel. And on this channel, I don't do a lot here. You know, we have a full-time video education company where we are, of course, helping people with cameras and lighting and gear, and a huge affiliate marketing business with Amazon through a lot of tech. But this is a channel where I've done a lot of different experiments. For example, I actually uploaded this video with my friends, Jeff Moores, who we started a project back in the day. And this was a time when I was vlogging, and I shot a vlog and I cut out a clip of that vlog when Jeff's kids were watching Beyblades. Shout out if you know what Beyblades is. And I had never heard about it. So I actually made this video where I did a full vlog. I was daily vlogging for 50 days straight or something. And I cut out an episode called Beyblade and just uploaded it and called it Beyblade Battle. And I added music and like sound effects and like these dramatic tournament that we did with the kids. Now, look at this. This video has 180,000 views. Can you believe it? It's on its way to 1 million. What I actually did was I took the AdSense from this video and I just sent it to the kids, and I sent them a camera and some other stuff because I was like, I had no idea this video was going to blow up and earn all this money. And so I was like, hey, pay for your college. You know, not that it was that much, but it was like, I don't know, like $1,000 or 2,000. And so, and then notice though that I linked in the description Beyblades. And so by putting out like a Beyblade tournament video, and then like ranking it in search, like it gets views and still gets views, almost got 1 million views, and people keep watching it. In the description is links to toys, right? Beyblades. Now you got to be careful with this, and because you're really not supposed to, or it's not, you can't market to people under 13, and that is a challenge with people that are, if you have a kids channel and whatnot, but there's other ways to monetize if you have a kids channel. In this case, of course, it'd be like parents that would be shopping and looking at these types of things. And that also could influence, you know, Amazon or like the YouTube monetization. But that's just one example. So I'm giving you like a couple cool ideas for how you can earn money. This was one I did. Is Amazon Prime worth it? So I'm actually not talking about a product, right? I'm talking about Amazon Prime, and I'm talking about the features of Amazon Prime. Now, you actually get a bounty if people sign up for Amazon Prime. I don't know if you knew that. And so by reviewing a subscription service, essentially, or talking about it, I've earned thousands now of dollars by talking about Amazon Prime, talking about the features. And then what people can do is click a link in the description and see what's in Prime, Prime Shopping, Amazon Day, whatever else, decide if they want to sign up. And if you think about this as well, think about the strategy here. Like, people are wondering, is Amazon Prime worth it, right? And that's what they're searching before they would potentially want to invest in something like that. So I'm just dropping kind of like different ideas that could lead directly to monetization. Here's another one. Gift ideas for men. That one's probably pretty clear. Gift ideas for him. People are looking for gift ideas, a lot of different affiliate marketing, and not just Amazon. Let's be clear that when you look at something like this, if we look at the different programs here, typically it's mostly Amazon, but let me see if there's like a different one. H&M skinny ties. So it's probably, they're no longer around since this video came out, but that I probably was a skinny tie affiliate link to H&M if they had one. Here's maybe a better one would be Mantree. Now I just did mantree.com, I think, because I wasn't approved for an affiliate program yet. But I think you could look at this. You can go to Mantree, which is a men's pantry subscription service where the stuff comes to you in a box. And then you could sign up for the Mantree. I need to sign up for this and put a link in the description because you get a 10% commission and a 30-day cookie duration. What does that mean? That means that if somebody clicks the link and buys the box, you get 10% of the sale. But if they click the link and they buy anything in the next 30 days, that's what the cookie duration is, if they purchase it on that device. And so again, this video, 484,000 views, and I've got the Mantree box that somebody gave me as a gift. So I just turned it around and was like, let me review it. Let me talk about it in a list of gift ideas for men. Let me know if you're getting value. Hit the like button and let me know if you've started doing affiliate marketing or if you have any specific questions. Now, this one is a pretty crazy one because it's best Christmas laser lights. And I did this back in 2016 because I was at my local grocery store here in Las Vegas, Smith's, and I saw a shelf full of Christmas laser lights, you know, the ones that most people, you might think they're ugly. Let me know if you think these lights are lazy and ugly. My wife was like, I like the real, come on, National Lampoon's Christmas. I want you out there with the staple gun on the roof, risking your life with a ladder, setting up lights for 6 hours, honey. And I'm like, look, these are my favorite lights, babe. They might not look that great, but setup and tear down of these lights for me, it takes 15 minutes. And 12 of those minutes was me trying to actually find the extension cords. Like these take, I just go out, like put them in the yard. So love them or hate them, I spotted a trend. There's a strategy for you, like spotting a trend of what are people going to be searching? What are people looking for? What are people after? And when I saw them hit my grocery store, I was like, these are mainstream. I wonder if there's any videos on YouTube. And there wasn't really, and they weren't really well made. So that's kind of the essence of, I think, really generating income. You know, again, is this what it's all about? No, you make lots of videos on your YouTube channel. They don't all have to be product reviews. They don't all have to be gift ideas videos. They don't all have to be directly correlated to monetization. This is just how you can fund the mission, how you can fund your passion, and a couple different ideas. These are really based around affiliate marketing. Now, I am doing a free training soon. And so it's at idea-to-income.tips. And I'm actually going to be talking about how you can take a YouTube video like this and actually monetize it in 4 different ways. And I'm going to be breaking down how an exact case study with some nuances and strategy of finding profitable products, profitable niches, things like that. And how I took $130 and turned it into $13,000. If you're interested in watching that, definitely check out the free training. There's a link if you're watching this on Think Marketing to idea-to-income.tips in the description below. If you're on Facebook, go over and check it out, idea-to-income.tips. And if you're watching this in the YouTube Influence Challenge group, then the link is already in the group for you to just go to the watch page. If you want to check out that training, and we're going to go more in depth about how to earn money. But yeah, I promised you about 3 cool ways of earning money without AdSense. You know, I actually have RSI, repetitive stress injury. And so I'm a fan of CBD, which is, of course, non-psychotropic product of that is good for pain and sleep and other things like that. Very popular, legal in all 50 states, of course, really, really phenomenal. So I did, by using something that I tried out, used, and is something that I used, I put a video on my channel here talking about reviewing some of that. And that's like a 30% commission affiliate program. So reason I wanted to pull up this channel was because you could see that whether it's like health, whether it's books, whether it's supplements, whether it's coffee, I don't have time to go into all these, but like this one was I sell coffee every single day because of talking about, do Verismo pods work in like a CBTL pod deal? You know, it's just crazy. And I really teach out of what's happening in my life, because I got a Verismo machine as a gift, but I didn't want to pay the expense for the expensive Starbucks pods. So I discovered that the CBTL pods fit, found them on Amazon, and then answered a question that people were searching for, and have made hundreds of dollars of profit as answering someone's question, helping them, you know, solve a problem, and then find a product that also worked for me. And that's kind of the essence of it. I love CBD. It's worked for me. It's something that I use. You know, I love Shin Ramen. Like legit, you can buy a box of Shin Ramen, and I made a video all about buying bulk in Amazon Shin Ramen and stuff. And so so many different examples, and we're really going to be breaking down some ninja strategies a little bit later as well. And so hit like if you've been getting value. But this is Coffee with Cannell, the show where I bring you on the show, and depending on where you're watching this, in the comments, people are probably dropping you a link to the training. But again, idea to income.tips is where I'm going to be going deeper into some of these trainings as we bring Evan on. My man, Evan, how's it going, bro?
Hey, what's up? Not a ton. The quarantine hasn't really changed my life very much. I'm a homeschooler, so, you know, I just stayed home. So the name of my YouTube channel is Evan Didio, EVANDIDIO. I am 16 years old. And really, I've been each day in the challenge. This has been great. And I don't think people realize the power of committing yourself to several hours a day, just hanging out with a Think Media family now. I don't think people realize, because I've been watching your videos since the fall of 2018, I think. And this challenge has kind of just put the fire underneath me, if you know what I mean. And so I'm ready to get to work on all this. But so Evan Didio is the name of my YouTube channel. Actually, a few weeks ago, you reviewed some of my thumbnails, and that was really cool. I kind of helped to get that encouragement to know that I'm on the right track with those. But my main question is about affiliate marketing. I have kind of two questions today. But as a teenager who, yep, that's it right there. As a teenager who has a target audience of teen, as you can see, Praise and Worship Team Tips and Tools for Teens, what is the best way that I can monetize? Because I've tried affiliate marketing, and I'm still working on that. I use my parents' account, but how can I, maybe sponsorships or brand deals? What are the ways that I should start focusing on to really start monetizing? Because I've been doing this for 2.5 years, maybe almost 3 years now, and I'm ready to start actually profiting from it a little bit and making my time worthwhile, if that makes sense.
I love it. So you're in the perfect position to do that. First of all, congrats on, you know, like respect for your hustle, 7 uploads in the last month. You know, you're growing, 36 new subscribers, 3,000 views. Your channel's doing great, and you're at a great foundation. I would recommend everybody build their influence first, and that's what you've done. And of course, that will continue to scale. But you've put in the time, you've built some trust. Now is a good time to, you know, monetize. And I think we need to remember that inherently monetizing is not a bad thing. Like when we monetize, we are serving people in the process. When we solve problems for them, when we help them find products and programs, or in your case, guitar pedals, strings, solutions, you know, software, could be like worship pad kits and all those different things. You might even look to see if like some of the digital worship pads have affiliate programs, the tracks and those things. They probably do. And so the biggest thing though is the types of videos yourself is what I would say. If someone watches a cover, they're probably not going to you know, be in a purchasing position. If somebody watches Religion versus True Worship or the Rattle guitar cover, now this would be a video that would definitely lend itself, because if you're actually talking about a budget USB mic for guitarists, somebody finding this, and I've got your affiliate link there, like that makes sense. In fact, we even got some good rankings happening on this video over here that we see with vidIQ. So to scale up your affiliate income, you need to be doing more of the same. You don't need to stop any of this other content you're doing, but you should do more of the same. Now, a friend of mine who did some training with us and has actually just not been uploading because of other stuff in life for about 2 years, still makes about $100 a month every month completely passive income. People sometimes are like, I don't believe in passive income. And I'm like, I don't believe in you because like it's completely real. What he did here, though, that you can see is budget MIDI keyboards, a lot of, again, he was doing home studio recording stuff, soundproofing a home studio. And one of his big things was, I think, like Ableton. Ableton costs like $500, and it's I think it's a 10% affiliate commission. So you get $50 even if they buy it off of Amazon. So by answering this question of like, which version of Ableton should I get? And then you take it over here to Amazon. This is why you want to keep your stuff current. But I believe, yeah, this was $499. And so you're perfectly positioned, man, to do that. Is that making sense?
Yeah, it is. And like that mic review, that was, that company has sent me 2 mics, which was kind of a breakthrough for me, because I realized even though I have a small audience, brands are still willing to invest in this. So the affiliate marketing, actually, speaking of the challenge and going back into the analytics, I took a look the other day into some of my top performing videos, and a review I did of the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, which I'm actually using now. That was my least favorite video of all my videos, has suddenly started to take off, and it's like at 1,500 views or 1,200 views now, I think. And it's just, I looked for the first several weeks and thought, oh, that video's dead. Nobody really cares about the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus anyway, but I'm thinking about doing another video, like revised, better testing for worship leaders who are wanting to maybe record audio of them worshiping or whatever, because then, you know, send the affiliate link. And Ableton, that's something I've been wanting to get to for a while because churches use that all across the board. I just need to save up to invest in it myself to do some reviews, but maybe I can send them a message, ask them to sponsor a video or something, and get the affiliate link for that.
And even your channel's about the same size or bigger already than Miguel's, and people were pumped. Like a lot of sound effects, VST, software companies, especially because for a software company, they're really just giving you a license. So there's not even necessarily a hard cost to work with you as a micro influencer. And so don't underestimate, your branding, your thumbnails, your consistency. You really have a really good professional presence, which I think are the initial foundational ingredients that a brand would want to see and that I would want to get in place before reaching out. So absolutely, I'd reach out to brands, leverage some of the stuff, and you'd be surprised. It looks like the office behind you is dope, man. It looks like, by the way, what do you want? Like the depth of field of your setup here.
Actually, based on your recommendations, this is my bedroom. Actually, this is my bedroom studio. I'm starting to finish it. I mean, if you look at my first videos, every video that I've shot pretty much has been shot in this room. So I'm on the Sony a6400 with the Sigma 1.4 lens. Just upgraded everything using the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus. I want to upgrade that mic. Just got a new computer. I'm stoked about that. The Asus ZenBook Pro Duo, and it is fast. My old computer was just so slow. Couldn't get any editing done. Like click, 5 seconds later, it actually does something. So this computer, I'm actually able to come on here with you. So I'm very excited about that. But that's what's going on here.
Respect, Evan. Well, hey, I appreciate you so much. Definitely apply some of those strategies, and don't underestimate that keyboard sitting next to you, or maybe some of the gear in your office, and doing some keyword research, because there might be some things that you already have that what we have is the curse of knowledge. Like the curse of knowledge is like, I don't know, people already understand about guitar strings. No, they don't. Like maybe they need to know about this guitar string versus that guitar string. Like people already know about how to do this little setup or this little upgrade to that keyboard. I'm just making this stuff up because I'm not a musician, but like there's maybe even stuff you already have. And that's the beauty of YouTube. I love your hustle. I love your commitment. Thanks so much for being a part of the YouTube challenge and just our community in general. And your setup looks fire, bro. I'm like, Logitech webcam is put to shame.
Thank you very much. I'm thinking about getting the bundle today because I want to go to Grow with Video Live. I want to go over to Nevada. Is that where it is?
Yeah.
This September, I want to go over there with my father. Actually, is it okay if I ask one more question? I don't know if we have time for that.
Yeah, go for it. And then we got Kayla coming up.
Okay, cool. I'll make it quick. I've been helping my pastor out with his YouTube channel ever since I started following you and kind of testing thumbnails, descriptions, all that stuff on him. Channel's been doing great, but for churches that have a YouTube channel, what kind of trending content should they take a look at doing more of?
Yeah, I mean, I think that for a church that's doing YouTube content, couple things they're going to put out is probably just their weekend service and their full length message. And that's not typically going to be trending because you're not going to maybe get somebody's attention with like a 35, 45-minute message. You know, someone who doesn't really know you is not going to have time for that. I think the power is either sitting down and recording content that answers specific questions in like a 3 to 5 minute type of a situation, or I believe the modern pastor should be weaving in almost thinking micro content when he's preparing his message. For example, I do think that YouTube is a major search engine and people are typing in all kinds of questions like, how do I connect with God? How do I study the Bible? What does God say about whatever topic, relationships, dating, and answering specific questions that can pull in people discovering you on YouTube. And then to whatever degree you're comfortable with, and this goes outside of even the religion world to everybody watching, whether on Think Marketing or wherever, like people are afraid to be polarizing. They're afraid to potentially tackle hard topics because not everyone's going to agree with you. But there is something about making a stand and making a statement. You know, my belief is to, of course, respect, you know me, my vibe is to like respect everybody, but I'm also going to stand for what I believe in. So I might, if you commentate on popular trends and popular culture, I think a good example of this is there's people in our community that do politics. Politics is super, you believe this or that. And sometimes people are in the middle and they're a little bit more moderate, but they're just not afraid to make a statement about right or wrong or truth. And you want to talk about getting views, you get views, you might also get a little bit of drama with that. But I mean, you know, as Jesus followers, Jesus got a lot of drama, man. People loved or hated him. People killed him because of things he was saying. And we know that he rose again, right? And so nevertheless, very polarizing figure. He split history. And to this day, it's like, what are people going to say about him? But he was willing to be polarizing. It's the 50-50 rule of leadership. If 100% of people hate you, you're probably a jerk. If 100% of people like you, you're probably a people pleaser. 50-50 is probably some people go, man, I can vibe with that message. And some people get so offended and upset that they may even try and kill you. And I know that sounds extreme, but I mean, this is what's happened with Martin Luther King. And this is what's happened with people in history who've stood up for strong beliefs. There's something about, you know, on YouTube, like, dude, I'm not trying to like be crazy, like, but there's something about on YouTube or podcasting or whatever. And for everybody listening, I'm sharing this, where you crank up what you really believe in. You're not afraid to be polarizing. You're not afraid to share a polarizing point of view. You're not afraid to say it how you see it, to say what you stand for. If you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for anything. And if you don't stand for anything, most people won't even really follow or resonate with you. Not that it's a tactic, but it actually can be a major point of growth to plant your flag in the sand and say, this is what I believe. I believe this is going wrong in the country and the way the leaders are doing it is wrong. And I believe this is right. And think about the people we follow. We like to follow people who oftentimes will be bold about their beliefs. And so that's kind of like the most intense way to go after it is to potentially, whatever level he's comfortable with, to commentate on culture or music or like injustice or what's happening out in the world. But a second level of that would be to answer specific questions of maybe just people that are searching for how to study the Bible or how to connect with God or how to pray, and to make videos like that. I'll land the plane on this. You know, oftentimes we'll label our message something like how to have victory in the wilderness. And ain't nobody looking for like that on YouTube. It's like cool title, but like, what does that even mean? You know, like the fiery trials of life and perseverance. You're like, okay, well, like cool title. But it could be more practical, like how to strengthen your marriage according to the Bible, you know, like a little more straight. In marketing, if you confuse, you lose. So like being really bold and just going after and just being helpful around specific questions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much for that, man. This is really good, answering a lot of the questions that I have. And I know my pastor is not afraid of stepping on some people's toes. So thank you so much for bringing me on.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I'll see you later in Nevada.
My man, we got Evan in the house. We got Kayla coming up. Hey, let me know if you got value out of that last segment about maybe some affiliate marketing. What is your polarizing point of view? Uh-oh, it's going to get some heat in the comments. What do you believe in? Like, what are you willing to stand for? And look, it doesn't actually necessarily have to offend anyone. Maybe it's, I believe that women need a greater voice in culture. I believe that this people group is, needs to be treated more, correctly. I believe that this segment of society needs more awareness, or I believe this is really what I stand for. There's something about knowing your convictions, knowing your why, knowing your reasons, knowing what you're fighting for. And there's something about willing to put out a belief in the world. Sometimes it could just be, I believe that Jay-Z was the greatest rapper. No, I believe Eminem was the greatest rapper. No, I believe that Tupac was the greatest rapper. No, it was Notorious B.I.G. And you just had a four-way division, man. And I think there's something about, even in gaming, even in movies, even in culture, like saying something, something. We try to be so diplomatic, and the world is so offendable right now. Like, everybody is just on glass for all these different things. Like, not only people share their opinions, we all should be able to, but people just get so sensitive. You can't be afraid of that. In our challenge, we just talked about FOPO. Fear of other people's opinions. FOPO. You got to get over that. If you're going to build a message, you're going to build a movement, you're going to cut through the noise. You might want to pick a side, and you might want to pick a fight, not just for fight's sake, but because it's really what you believe in. And we got Kayla on the show. Fired up to have you here. How's it going? Where are you watching from? What do you do? And how has kind of this pandemic thing been affecting you?
I am watching. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I am watching from Colombia, South America. My husband and I are missionaries here. And so pandemic has been a little bit crazy. The government here has some crazy rules, and we're trying to be very respectful of those. And unfortunately, at this point, churches have not been allowed to open. And that's potentially even being extended for another 6 months. And so there's lots of things they're talking about. Nothing is certain yet. At this point, it's at least until May 25th. And so during pandemic, we decided that we still wanted to do ministry. And so we created a YouTube channel in March. And the moment I created the YouTube channel, I started researching, how do you do this? And found your channel right off the bat. And I had listened to 2 or 3 other creators that talk about how to grow your YouTube, best practices. But one of the things that stuck out to me about you was your faith. And so jumped on board and started watching your videos, and then joined the YouTube channel last week and have seen lots of good growth. We're definitely still a small channel, but it's fun to be able to not only share those videos here in Colombia, but it's now getting viewed in Argentina, in Spain, and in the United States as well. So we started creating it in both English and Spanish to fit those two people groups, and just letting God's word be heard.
That's amazing. Now, are you doing both languages on the same channel?
Yeah, that was actually one of my questions. So we do both languages on the channel, but I have them in 2 separate playlists. And then every video, what I've started doing, at least in these last 2-3 videos that I've uploaded, is in the first 5 seconds, I say, if you're looking for this link in English, and I put the link up above in a card. Or if it's my English video, if you're looking for it in Spanish, I put the card up above so that they can bounce if they get to the wrong one. But I don't know if you would recommend starting 2 channels. I mean, that seems like a huge, huge task from the start. But we do have English and Spanish on the same channel.
Okay, so yeah, that's a great first question, and thank you for everything you're doing. And way to pivot and adapt in the midst of the lockdown. That's, as you know, kind of been our message. That thank God for live streaming, cameras, the internet. Like, we're in such a different era of being able to still communicate and impact people. I have a video out on what language your YouTube channel should be in. And I'm going to put it up on screen just so people can watch it later. And I'll kind of break down what the principles are of it. But it's how to choose the best language for your YouTube channel is the video. And what I essentially talk about in the video is, here's the quote for YouTube. You never want to upload a video that your subscribers didn't subscribe for. So let's say
Okay.
that again. You never want to upload a video that your subscribers didn't subscribe for. And the reason why is because the way the YouTube algorithm works is it is always trying to, you release a new video, you've got 10 subscribers, 100 subscribers. It's going to kind of release it to them first via probably the browse page, and if they even know about subscriptions. And if they click on it or not, it's then going to say, okay, your subscribers liked it. Let's even send it to more of your subscribers. And then eventually YouTube will go, okay, people who are not subscribed but are like your subscribers will be presented this via suggested videos or browse features and have a chance to click on it as well. So even thinking about you being on mission with a message, if you want a video to spread on YouTube, you kind of want to think through that process. It needs to strike a chord. It needs to resonate. But even just from the standpoint of never uploading a video your subscribers didn't subscribe for, if I click subscribe on your channel, because I want to learn from you in English, every single time you upload a video in a different language, it's really not for me. Now, you are kind of doing a disclaimer, but what's happening is you're just sort of constantly mixing the audience. And I think that becomes just tough. It's kind of like if you confuse, you lose. And it kind of can confuse the YouTube algorithm and limit the growth of your channel. From a practical standpoint, it makes sense. Depending on your macro vision of the channel, you could still do it because you are communicating and kind of cross-promoting those videos. But if you're uploading 2 videos anyways, I almost feel like it's 2 different channels. Does that make sense?
Yep. And honestly, we have started uploading twice a week. And so we're actually doing 4 videos because we do it in Spanish and English each time. But I guess what you're saying, it wouldn't be any more work because we're already uploading them. So it would just be on 2 different channels instead of in the same. So that does definitely help me. I really, really appreciate that tidbit of advice.
And I would love to answer another question, but let me just give you one other thought, is that you also want to condition YouTube about what your channel is about as much as possible. That's called like building channel authority, meaning your titles, your tags, your metadata, your descriptions, the content that your videos are about. You want it to like season the YouTube algorithm. So YouTube goes, okay, this is what that person is known for, because then that also helps YouTube even distribute your content more. Again, if you confuse YouTube, can you break these rules? Sure, you can do whatever you want. But if, again, you're giving them, in a way, 2 different metadatas of titles and tags, even that is a level of confusing the YouTube algorithm. There's a channel called 5 Minute Crafts, which is this massive channel that has like 5 Minute Crafts Teen and these different channels. They also have different versions of the videos in different languages, but they're entirely different channels. So that each one gets to connect with that audience and that community and doesn't cross-contaminate, in a way, audiences confusing the algorithm and everything else.
Absolutely. That is super helpful. My only other question that wasn't answered in the challenge, because let me tell you, that challenge was super all-inclusive. We live in Colombia, and so the houses here are made of concrete. It's cinder blocks with concrete. So I have concrete ceiling, concrete floors, concrete walls. We try to cover it when we film with pillows and blankets, but we get a lot of echo. So I'm looking at buying a microphone. But what would be best in a closed, boxed-in concrete situation to reduce that echo but give a good sound quality? Would it be a lavalier mic? Would it be...
What kind of camera do you want to plug the microphone into?
Yeah, we need to upgrade our cameras too. So right now we are using a cute Acti Now, not even a brand name.
Yep.
We're using what the church has here, so we're using what we got. That's going to be the next step, but I know microphones are less expensive, and so we could even hook it to my laptop and not have it go through the camera. Give us something. That's the boom mic, I guess, that came with the camera. But that boom mic it came with an $80 camera purchase. So there's your quality.
Yep. So we just talked about this today in a little update inside of the YouTube Influence Challenge group. And this is the Samsung Q2U, $70, $69.99 on the US Amazon. So of course, I'm sure getting resources could be challenging, but maybe there's also people who ship things to you. And
they do indeed.
Yeah. So we will, in fact, we'll send you one of these. So I'll have Melissa just email hello@seancannell.com. And this might not be the only mic you need. So that way you could also invest in something else if you want. So if you'll do that, just email us and say you're on Coffee with Cannell, and then we'll send you one of these. Here's the power of this mic. Wow. Is you could plug it into your laptop or a tablet or a smartphone even. It's harder to plug it into a camera's audio input because it does need power. And so it's really going to be more for like live streaming or creating off your laptop. Or as you said, you could record the audio separate on your laptop, film yourself, and then maybe edit those things together. But I think that almost everybody watching needs this setup as well. It's basically what we're doing. You know what I mean? Zoom calls, StreamYard is the software we're using right now. I'm live on YouTube as well as Facebook, multi-streaming, and I'm using a USB mic. And we just did a test, and a lot of people thought this one sounded better at $70 than this $200 one. But the debate raises on with Tony, who we always debate about condenser versus dynamic. But we'll send you that. And you
got me teary-eyed.
we love what you're doing, and thank you so much for being a part of our community. And this though is what I didn't even get to the point. One of the reasons why I recommend this is because a dynamic mic that's kind of this setup really cuts out noise. We use mics like this in conference floors when we do interviews and all that kind of stuff. And it cuts out noise all around in like music blaring. So in an echoey room, it'll still be really forgiving. And so that is the opportunity of this mic. And so you'll be able to use that in multiple ways. The next thing I'd recommend is like a Boya BYM1. That I think that little camcorder you have has a mic input, right? And
it does. Yep.
Yeah. So we talk about this lav all the time. It's going to help. To your point, like when you plug in a lav mic, if it's an echoey room, this will probably pick that up. At least you'll be closer because it'll be on your shirt. And this is like $20. So having this as part of your kit would be a good way to go. And the only other like kind of hack around would be we're at a conference for Think Marketing and video influencers shooting interviews on this channel. And we use a Zoom H1, which is an external audio recorder, and either record the audio separate, which you could do on your laptop with a microphone like this, or with like a headphone jack, we connect the mic through to what do you call it? Like, here we go. So we connect the mic through out of the headphone jack of the Zoom portable audio recorder, and you could look up this type of gear later. And we had these two wired mics plugged into two mics in the Zoom recorder, and then we were recording on the camcorder. And these same idea. These are a lot of like worship teams would use these mics. They're like the SM58s or whatever. And they sound amazing, and they too will cut out a lot of that echoey noise. So you can, the replay of this will be up, and you can always check that out and check out some of those product names and whatnot that I recommended. But email us so we can get you this shipped out to you, and then look up some of those other mics as you're upgrading your stuff. But I love that you've already taken action and you've realized, come on, you got to, it's the content value that matters more than the production value, and we can always upgrade the production value as we go.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you guys for putting so much effort into the challenge. Our channel, even in the last week, grew, I think, by 16 subscribers. So, I mean, we're small, but it was a great start to start putting in some of those action pieces. So, thank you.
Well, I love it, Kayla. God bless. Thank you so much for what you're doing and what your family's doing to impact the world. And thanks for being a part of this challenge and everything else. And look forward to staying connected and seeing how your journey progresses.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Coffee with Cannell, the show where we bring on you. And let me know what you're drinking today. I got the Rise and Grind mug. Been sipping on some coffee. Going to be tackling a Renew Daily Greens celery cucumber green juice here. And I'm also drinking some electrolytes because I threw down only about 2.5 miles today before the day got started. My friends, we just got done with a 7-day, it was really about a 9-day once it was all said and done, YouTube challenge, streamed for over 30 hours. but we're still going. And I've got a free training coming up tonight before I crash into a wall and into the weekend. No, we're finishing strong, and it's been so amazing to be able to connect with people like Evan and people like Kayla and people like you, if you were part of the challenge. It's over now, but what is cool is we do have this training coming up, which is when you're watching this, idea to income.tips. It's a limited training on how I use one simple strategy to turn $130 into over $13,000 with a single YouTube video. And so if you're just joining at the beginning, we talked about different ways to monetize. I'm going to be breaking some of that down on a free training in actually just a few hours. So if you want to register for that, register for that. And I'm excited to jump in with a few more people today. And so coming up next, we've got Stefan. Did I say your name right?
Oh, it's Steven.
Steven, my man, welcome to the show. Where are you streaming from? What's like your business or channel? And how's this pandemic affected you?
Okay, so I'm a musician. My channel is Stephen Cox Bass. And basically the pandemic took away all my gigs. So I was already doing YouTube for about the past, I don't know, more than 10 years, about as long as you've been on. And I just have to take it more seriously now. So I'm using it to generate leads for Skype lessons. I'm doing affiliate links with product reviews, which I've been doing for the last 3 years. And what else am I doing? Patreon. So Patreon's probably the biggest source of income at the moment. And I'm just trying to figure out, what I can do. Looking at my page, you can tell I need to upgrade some stuff, update some stuff. But I just ordered an M50 camera, and I just became a member of Video Ranking Academy. So I'm trying to figure out what to do to essentially double my income right now. And I know that's
how much do you make now?
Probably off of YouTube, $400 a month, between $400 and $500 a month.
Okay, so
and lessons probably maybe $300 a month or something
via Skype.
Yeah.
So we need to go from 700 or 800 to 1,600.
Yeah, my expenses are 1,700 really. So basically.
Got it. What is your biggest flow right now?
The biggest flow, I'm trying to get people to convert from YouTube and Patreon to Skype. And so I'm looking into marketing. I actually bought a course a few years ago. Well, I think it was last year, on marketing that. And so they have ideas on Facebook ads and things like that. But I also think that the product reviews have been doing a lot lately. And with this giant boost, my highest earning video is a product review I did on an instrument called a U-bass with metal strings. And I'm pretty much the main person in that niche, meaning like I do U-bass versus upright bass. I do U-bass versus all sorts of things. And there are other people doing it, but they aren't doing weekly videos. And so I pretty much like own the niche. So I know I need to upgrade my channel background to include U-bass more than the other ones. And then with Patreon, it's making me a little less than $300 a month. So I'm just trying to kind of
got it.
All that stuff.
All right. Well, let's break it down. So you said it yourself. You said the shortest path, and here's a question for everybody watching too. Answer this question. What is your shortest path to revenue? Like your shortest path. The product reviews are amazing and they can compound and eventually be even more passive, but they're probably not the shortest path. Patreon also you need a bigger audience, and a percentage of that audience want to support you, but it's probably not your shortest path. And you already identified. For me, if I can book Skype calls, how many Skype calls is that like a month that would just fill your pipeline?
Let's see. I'm about to raise my rates back up to full. I had, lowered the rates for being stuck at home, and that got a few students. But what I realized is most of them decided to pay the full price anyway. Like they know I'm undercutting myself.
So what's the full price?
So I'm doing $30 for a 30-minute lesson, basically. And then if they're a patron, they get a $5 discount on every lesson. So I'm not advertising that outside of Patreon because I want,
Do you have any bundles?
Not yet. But somebody did just buy, I'm telling them that the prices are going back up at the end of May. So it's kind of like if you buy in advance, then you can get the price now for however far out you schedule lessons.
Where do I buy?
Where do you buy it? Okay, so it links. Most of the videos have a link in the description that go to a landing page that's kind of terrible right now. I think all my recent ones have it on there that says for Skype lessons or whatever. Maybe I need to word that better. Maybe it's, you know, I'm not good at like the copyright kind of thing. I want to learn how to do that. And my site definitely needs updating. That was actually today's today's look, because the branding is from an album I released in 2017 with a picture of Atlanta in the background. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I love this. So here's what I would do. So a couple things, and you're definitely leaning into the right way of thinking. Okay. So first thing is identifying what is the mission. Fill pipeline with clients so that you can, pay your bills working from home. Okay. And then, so then that becomes and directs your energy to say, okay, the thing I should do more than anything else is get clients and get customers. $1,700 a month divided by $30 is 56 students a month. Okay. But
56 lessons, right?
56 lessons,
Yeah.
yes. So, so then you could take
13.
that number, and this is what everybody watching, you should do your math, pull out a piece of paper, like what do you need to hit your target? Could be like how much ad revenue, could be whatever. But what's cool here is we've actually got this all broken down. So we're going to go 56 divided by, 31. It's only 2 lessons a day. And of course you want to book out and be, booked out, further. So you're as far as possible.
I've done some of this too. Like I have my minimum real numbers to sustain myself. And so I have about 500 with YouTube over here.
Yep.
And with lessons, they need to make 1,200. So
Sure.
I say, if I do $20 average lessons, which is kind of this like discounted rate, I would need 15 lessons a week. If I did a 25 average where I'm netting 25 or something.
Sure. I gotcha. But I would also, I want to exceed that. I want to
definitely.
And a book I would recommend for you is, and everybody watching, if you haven't read The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, who's definitely a sales guy, love him or hate him, he's got kind of an interesting personality, right? But the 10X rule is this: you got to set higher targets. Like you got to have, so you got to actually take this will be a major mindset shift.
Well, I do want to say that I tried to do 100,000 the other year and I made too big of a thing and I felt like I failed on my goal. So I've done that mindset before, thought about the big numbers, and I've written all this out and actually have a spreadsheet on it. And I think I set too big of a goal and it actually demotivated me. Okay,
well, let me break it down, because this is maybe not necessarily connected to motivation. You don't want to connect it to your self-worth or anything like that. You connect it. Here's the secret to the 10X rule. You connect it to your actions and your behaviors and your thinking. So what you do is, if you need 1,700 a month, what your thinking wants to be is 17,000 a month.
Wow.
Because the power of the 10X rule is that changes the whole game. You would be incapable with your amount of time to get there. So the question is like, oh, do I raise my prices? Do I bundle? Like you have to think different. That's the power of just, and here's the cool thing about shooting for the stars. You might hit the moon. If you say, okay, I'm actually going to reverse engineer my daily actions, my daily goals, my daily habits, and the things that I need to do in order to hit 17,000. If you only hit $3,153 at the end of the month, you just doubled your current target. Awesome. And that's just the initial thing I'd want you to think about, rather than even thinking, how do I reach 1,700? Yes, it's practical. It's literally, how do I reach 17,000? And then not like beating yourself up if you still only hit like 800, like fine. But then it's 10X goals, but it's also 10X actions. Let me give you a list. We got to fix the page, because you have more people that land on the page. They need more marketing in a good way. Like, what's in it for them? You need to be speaking to, another good book would be Building a Story Brand. What is it going to feel like when I can play the way I envision myself in my head? What is it going to feel like when I now have the confidence? What is it going to feel like when I get promoted in band? What is it going to feel like? And really building out a page, you got to have clearer offers. Like the offers got to be really clear in terms of, this is exactly what you get. You got to think about bonuses. You think about, here, you're getting this, but in addition to that, you're also going to get my quick start video series. this is a lot to create, but you don't necessarily
Yeah,
create
I'm
that all at
working on
once.
a course, and it's like I'm overwhelming myself with a whole bunch of things, and I agree with you that I got to like build it, bring it down to Skype, and then once it's sustaining me, then I can kind of like branch out and do this.
But you already have a course?
I don't have it finished, and I'm getting an M50, and I want to upgrade my videos because my videos all flicker because I'm using a camera phone, and I've gotten kind of tired of that. I've got good audio on them, but the lighting just flickers all the time.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm getting the M50, and then I've got to get better lighting. This little construction mic I'm using is interesting, but the glare and all the other stuff is ridiculous. Still got to watch your video on getting rid of glare with the better lights, but yeah. But it's hard to spend money right now because I'm not really sustaining myself without the like government help that happened. And
I gotcha. So I'm not I'm actually saying that you need to send money. I mean, you don't have to get those books or just put those books on the back shelf. I'm kind of breaking it down now. Here's another way to like work on your sales pages or your offer pages. Who are 5 to 10 other people that are hitting the amount of Skype calls and trainings that have beautiful pages? And remember that Picasso said, and Steve Jobs said, quoting Picasso, that good artists copy, great artists steal. God gave you eyes, plagiarize. Okay, I'm not actually saying plagiarize. Disclaimer to everybody watching. But go to somebody who hired a copywriter for $15,000 to build their sales page and be like, oh, that's a good sentence. I'll use that. I'll change these few words. Oh, that's a cool way he laid it out. Or that's a cool way. And so that's some free hustle work you could do. Russell Brunson would call that funnel hacking, like just like grabbing somebody else's funnel. And so just a couple of things though. You got to get your offer dialed in. You got to get your offer desirable, and then you got to fill your pipeline. And I would 10x your actions. You don't need to read the book. Like 17,000 is the new thinking target.
Going on it where it's like cheaper right now because, or maybe I missed the chance.
Yeah, there's actually, he gives it away free. You know, you pay shipping. There's like an upsell, but like, yeah, you pay like $7 or, I mean, it's worth reading because it is good to think. But like, all I'm saying is reverse engineer backwards from what it would take to make 17,000. And let's come back to, I'm not suggesting you're not working hard, but when you're in a situation where your life depends on it, you got to freaking grind, bro. You know what I mean? Like, maybe my story from my wife being in the hospital and me working. I would work at Red Robin Thursday, Friday, and Saturday while working at my church and trying to build my business. And I would work 36 hours in those 3 days. I know everybody has different capacity or whatever, but like, we can't be timid, especially when it's hard times to like really grind.
It's the one thing I've got right now is a bunch of time. So
yeah. So put in the time, tweaking it, emailing people back, not pushing, but like going after it, like not hesitating, getting in that confident mentality. And I think that's the thing is like, what you have can help people. Being involved in, I mean, there's so many things. You want to focus your energy, but like, where are your customers? Like, where are they in Facebook groups? What kind of things are they looking for? And the last thing I would say is when I look at your website, or rather your YouTube page,
okay,
are you giving call to actions to it in the videos? In the
video, yes, for Patreon and the other things, but not for Skype, except for 1 or 2 times I tested it out, kind of,
So here's the deal. If you want to
my live streams, I'm going live on Saturday too, so I can do that, man.
If you want to sell something, you have to make offers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to actually put it out. And I get it. It's so weird to sell and it's whatever, but it's your ethical duty to sell, because from looking at you, you've got, your stuff. You can teach people. You can help people. I got a
testimonial back from one of my students, and hearing what they were saying back let me know that I do have something valuable, that it was really something they needed.
Oh, by the way, video testimonials. Yeah. You need video testimonials on your show page.
I've got one, so I'm planning on
put that up there. And then again, you can, like, your income will be directly correlated to the amount of value you put in the marketplace, your free videos, your free value, but it'll also be directly correlated to the amount of offers you make. It's value and it's make an offer. People can do whatever they want, but it's value and it's make an offer. Right. And so people need to hear about it more. I think, again, if we have this target 2 a day, and we just alone, because then check it out, the rest would be gravy. All this other stuff would be gravy. If we could do 2 a day, that'll fill up your pipeline every single day, and it'll hit the $1,700 target. So now we'd be almost closer to $2,200, $2,500. with momentum coming in. And so the final thing I'll say, just so we can use the time to hit a few more people before I have a coaching call as well,
Okay.
is I want you thinking and building out your systems. This is a sales process and systems. Like, do you already have Calendly and stuff set up?
What is that? No.
Like a way for people to book the times with you?
No, they
Just
email
you
me
having to go back and
times.
forth and stuff?
Right now, they just email me times, and I get back to them same day. And
Yeah, so you need systems, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a whole different level of thinking. It's the scale of thinking. I'm going to have more clients than I can deal with. It's not just going to be the 52. Right. I'm going to have 104. So I need them coming in. And then your sales page is like, here's what you'll do. You'll sign up. You'll book a time with me. You'll schedule the time. You'll get, this extra. And there's some stuff you could do without creating something new. Maybe it's like some music you've done. Maybe it's just some training, or maybe it's
probably on the Patreon page. The stuff I give patrons. I could
you're like, I'm going to give you a few bonus things from the Patreon page when you enroll in this. That's called creating an offer. And so you make that irresistible. And then you need more than one option. One option is $30 for 30 minutes, or $60, and maybe it's $30 off for 2, or something like 4 rather. Maybe you go $90 for 4, or $100 for 4, and that's $20 off. It's a round number.
Getting left up anywhere? Or
what was that?
Does this stream disappear, or does this get?
No, it'll be left up.
Okay, good, because I'm gonna need to go back to it like 10
My
billion
man.
times.
Start breaking it all down. So then that's and that should also be irresistible. I can get the hour with you, or I can get the 4 sessions for that higher price. And now I only need 17 $100 clients that grab those 4 sessions with me. That's $1,700. And then 4 times 17, I'm not very good at math off the top of my head, would by 4 times 17, 4 times, because the 4 sessions would be the 68 sessions. So that'd be the fulfillment every month of a couple a day, and then with the rest of your time that day. And here's the goal. Is this going to happen instantly? No, you got to grind, but you need to be giving more calls to action. I could see it being on your page. People don't know it exists, man. They need like a website up here. They need to know how they can do business with you. They need an about page, some text here that's saying you get a lot of free stuff and whatnot. If you want to go to another level, here's how you go to another level, breaking it all down for them. And even if it meant your videos slowed down at first, following up maybe if you have emails or with your Patreon people, or putting up a video, like just do a video or do a live stream and say, get this stuff dialed, but then do a live stream and say, man, I'm so pumped. I'm excited to announce that I'm doing these trainings, and you can see it below. It's $30 for one, but it's actually, I'm doing a package. You can get 4 of them for $100. And here's what you get. You get time with me. Here, check out this video. You play the video testimonial, and you give a call to action. Some of your videos on a low are getting 200 people. So you get in front of 200 people. 10% of those people want to do it. You fill your pipeline with 20. You're already getting some momentum, and you work on delivering, getting more video testimonials, hitting that financial target. And then you use your extra time to double down on the product revenue and the momentum of affiliates and even Patreon and all the things stack. But let's land the plane on shortest path to revenue, knowing what your sales process is, knowing what, dialing in that offer page. And then I know it's overwhelming because maybe you can't invest in like the best new website or something, but you can use better words. You can research 5 to 10 competitors, borrow some of their headlines and their text and their offer and whatnot, and bundle these things together. You could find a free scheduling software or some kind of a Google form, and brick by brick put the thing together. Is it going to be problem free? Of course not. Entrepreneurs sign up for one problem after the next, fixing this, fixing that page, solving the problem, answering the customer, answering the complaint. But it's all good. And just build that thing out, man. I believe in you. And I think that, did you get some value out of this today?
This is incredible. I think this is going to add so much to it. You pointed out the things. This is what I needed. Point out the things that need to be changed first. If you gave me one action step today, what would you do first?
Dial in that offer and start selling.
Dial in that offer.
I mean, the first thing I would do is dial in the offer a little bit and go live or shoot a video today and post it on your YouTube channel and invite people to come do your coaching. I would sell the coaching like immediately. I try to get like 10 clients in the next 24 hours.
Really? So not wait till Saturday's live stream to do that, but do it today, you think?
Yeah, you don't have to be worried.
People
Like, hey, I'm super excited.
Are coming to it on Saturday. You know what I mean? Like people know about it on
Saturday. Repitch it on Saturday.
Repitch it. Okay.
Again, add some, like, hey, just want to throw this out there. Some people, a lot of you just didn't know that I do Skype base training. Link in the description below. Here's the offer. And then just jump right in. This is your shortest path. Like, and that's the killer mentality that I want you to have. Michael Jordan, you know, The Last Dance. You're probably not a sports guy. Is that true?
Not much of a sports guy.
Either am I, actually.
I like basketball a long time ago.
People, like, I don't even know. I'm like, people are watching this documentary. I do want to watch it though. But they always talked about like his mentality. And that's, there's something about getting in that confident state. Here's what I want to speak into you as we land the plane, Stephen. You have a great product to help people. You've invested in your craft. You've invested in guitar. You've already gotten people results. You've got a glowing video testimonial. To sell is to serve. And I can tell by your spirit, you're not like twisting anybody's arm. You're not being weird. They don't have to sign up for you, but you have to let them know about the opportunity to sign up with you. And let's land the plane for the whole Think Media community and Think Marketing. There used to be the law of 7 in marketing, that in order for somebody to do business with you, they needed to be exposed to the offer 7 times because the world is so busy. That law has been eviscerated. It is not even kind of a 2020 law. Google, Think with Google did a study that said it now takes like 21 to 26 touch points of people being exposed to what it is you sell, how it is you can help them, explaining it, breaking it down. And so this does not mean like push. It just means people need to know what it is. They got questions and they go, yeah, I did want to get into base training, but then they got distracted and then they got in a fight with their spouse and then their kid came in and kicked the coffee cup onto their lap. So just realizing and weaving in those messaging points of how people can do business with you and not be afraid. And I think what also happens is we have FOPO, fear of other people's opinions. As soon as you sell something, people are going to get offended. There's always going to be like 5% of people that are like, wow, not the video is free anymore. And that's not who you're trying to reach. You know your heart. You know you love people. You're an ethical dude. You're here to serve. You're not twisting anybody's arm. You know what I mean? But there's always going to be somebody. You can't let that 1% negative, critical, like kind of entitled, ingratitude type of a person. Like that's, dude, you've got free videos on your website like crazy. Like you've been adding value, serving people. Like, and so if anybody misunderstands that, like blessings to them, like maybe that probably has to do with their past trauma or their perspective. But like, you're not going to force anyone to sign up for a Skype training with you. You just need to let them know that it exists and realize that people aren't even hearing you. They're busy, like whatever. Google told us it's taken like 21 to 26 touch points in marketing messaging to get people to like buy a pair of jeans. That's why the jeans follow you around the internet with retargeting. And so does that help today, man?
That helps so much. Thank you so much.
Cool, bro. Hey, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming on the show and keep crushing it, man. I'm excited to see you take action on all this.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Sean.
Take care. Hey, Coffee with Cannell. Look, I think we have time for like 1 or 2 more here. And I hope you're getting value though, but drop an aha moment from somebody else's session, whether you're watching this on Facebook, whether you're watching this on YouTube. Did you get any unlocks for what you need to do next? Did you feel disrupted a little bit by maybe, man, I should step out a little bit more, be a little bit more bold with my message? Can you relate to FOPO? To sell is to serve. And some people will misunderstand that, but you can't have fear of other people's opinions, man. You don't want to give too much credit to the praise or the haters. You just got to know, you know your heart, you know that you love people, you know your ethics, you know your values, and people are going to misunderstand you. People misunderstand everybody. People got opinions about everybody. Cool. I respect your opinions. I got opinions too. I got an opinion about you. Awesome. And so, man, you got to be bold. You're on a mission and you got to fight for your family. Like no hesitation. I saw somebody say in our private chat back here with some of the people on deck, don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. during this pandemic, man, you got to grind. And I do want to recommend, we put out a video that's kind of, video influencers, our channel is really not about like leadership and things like that. But the video is called 17 Hacks for Creating Your Best Content During Quarantine. But really it's about the 17 mentalities of being a wartime leader. And you might be like, what's that? I'm just content creator. But it's really about like overcoming apathy, rising up, and really leading right now. By the way, if you're a content creator, you're a thought leader. If you're a content creator, you're putting your voice, your message into the world. And so this is like 37 minutes where Benji and I break down like 17 different attributes and 17 ways to get motivated, create better content. So that's brand new on Video Influencers. Highly recommend that. I saw Katie say to sell is to serve in the comment back here. And so let's bring Katie on and see. Whoa!
I got a bird with me. Yeah, he hangs out with me. He's pretty cool.
That's awesome, Katie. Hey, tell me where you're watching from. What's your business, and how has this kind of pandemic thing affected you?
So I'm in Gilbert, Arizona, and I'm in the business with horses. I teach horseback riding lessons and what's called equine assisted learning, which is mental health based sessions for special needs. So when the pandemic first hit, we have a lot of immunocompromised people, so we kind of fell flat. But now that the world is opening back up, I'm seeing a lot more clientele come through.
Do you have a YouTube channel? Or
I sure do.
What's your channel called?
It's called Equine Feather US.
How do I spell that?
Equine Feather, like equine, EQUINE, FEATHER, and then space US. It's a pretty recent channel. It only has a handful of videos, 30 subscribers.
EQUINE.
Mm-hmm.
Feather?
Yeah, like a bird feather.
Got it. Got him. Okay, awesome. So what's your question today?
So, I mean, basically my channel is kind of just recently started. I'm kind of wondering how to target local people, because the really cool thing about this channel is I've already gotten one in-person client who has found me through YouTube. I have no idea how she found me, considering, how small the channel is. But that's kind of what I'm looking at, is targeting equestrians in my community, because that's my main service, is them coming in, taking lessons, training their horse.
I love it. So that's crazy though. You're telling me you already got one client, you just started.
Yep.
You have 30 subscribers, and they came and worked with you locally. They said they found the YouTube video?
Yeah, they said that they were researching horses on YouTube and stumbled across my channel and binge watched everything, and then they signed up for a couple months of lessons. So she's coming to me once a week for a lesson.
That's amazing. And friends watching this, whether live or on the replay, that's the power of YouTube, man. 31 subscribers in. I think you just got another subscriber probably from us going live here, because I think we just bumped up one. And that's awesome. And so, okay, a couple things I would say. I love this question about like local business, how to use YouTube for local business, like versus, like what you could do wider than that. And I think the mentality you should have is not local, but the awareness you want to point to is local. So let me give you one example. We do a thing called Vegas Influencers here in Vegas. If people want to check it out, I think you can sign up. We're not meeting right now because of the pandemic, but eventually we will again. VegasInfluencers.com. So think about that. And even what I just did here on Think Marketing and whatnot, like people are aware of it. The majority of people, shout me out, where are you watching from? Let me know in the comments, are not in Vegas. But what's been so crazy as your influence grows on YouTube is that like over 50 people probably now have come to Vegas Influencers. Now that's a free meetup that we do monthly during normal times. Mm-hmm. And it's led to a lot of business. So I think there's an opportunity for you to take on the mentality of, I could see even just your thumbnails, by the way, look great. It looks like the momentum you're already doing, like everything looks really great. So it looks, obviously you're able to create content. It looks like you were smart there, even in starting with like a cool moment and then maybe cutting back into the content. So you've got some intuition and definitely seem to be doing some things right. And all of that is like super, super awesome. My wife, Sonia, is going to love this channel too.
Awesome.
You've got end cards and stuff. So yeah, like you really, I think what I would do though, is I would like be thinking about building a big brand, answering kind of like global questions, answering helpful questions, and always bringing back awareness. Like you could say in a few sentences, like we're at Queen Feather US, we're based here in Arizona, we love, but today, and when you sow that, the bigger your brand gets, then it's that individual who's like, wait a minute, they're local potentially, or you can become a destination. Probably another 20 people that have come to Vegas influencers have come because Vegas is a destination. And when they're in town, they're like, dude, I didn't even know. And it happened. Vegas is quite a few conventions and whatnot. But nevertheless, someone's like, man, when I visit, I might want to visit one time. So it's kind of a mentality shift. And I think that also is a shift. And this goes for all of us as business owners and entrepreneurs, that there are ways to create multiple streams of income eventually. I mean, eventually it could be like an online course, or it could be something related to even the business of what you're doing, or even helping others launch that, even from the mental health side or like whatever. And it could be resources or e-commerce. And not that that's your ambition, but we're living in a world where we need diversity. As you saw, the lockdown happened, your customers slowed down. The question becomes, what is your online offer? The question becomes, what do you have for sale online? The question becomes, how is your business diversified? And the cool thing is this could be a life-changing moment on Coffee with Cannell, because you building that out maybe isn't in the next 2 weeks. It might be in the next 4 years. But you start chipping away at it and start thinking, okay, and the whole time you're having fun, putting videos on YouTube, building your influence on YouTube, adding goodwill, getting to know people, as well as thinking about what your future potential online offer could be. Again, eventually it could be like affiliate marketing, best accessories for horses, and tackle like DIY, like maybe how to build I'm just kind of some different ideas that like globally some people could really be into. And let me bring up one of our students that kind of, I think, speaks to this to illustrate the mentality. So Stone Coat countertops they do epoxy countertops. And so that's countertops that kind of look like stone, but are made much more affordable with epoxy. And this is Mike, and he, their YouTube channel gets like 4 million views a month. So by the way, and it's had as many as 10 million views a month. And that's literally like $50,000 to $100,000 at certain times in YouTube ad revenue. Like that's the idea of building a big brand in terms of, and that sounds crazy, but like there's a lot of people around the world that would maybe want to watch horse stuff. So you start thinking that way. But then they actually have an e-commerce store where you can buy this and do it yourself. So I should go back and say they install the countertops for people locally. So they have a brick and mortar local business, but then they also have the videos and the YouTube ad revenue, but then they also sell the e-commerce stuff on their website, table, epoxy, etc., all the different things. And if you actually study out their business, they've got about 10 different income streams. That is not, that's probably a little overwhelming. You're like, slow down. I could tell you had a little extra coffee today, Sean, as usual. But like, that's, it's a lot, but that's like the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. That would be the way I'd be thinking about your YouTube channel. And you don't have to do any of those things, or you could do all of those things. And it's really brick by brick, because you start getting a little ad revenue. I don't know if you have like a family member or a sister or a friend or an intern, they start helping you create more videos. You start making a little bit more momentum with the videos. You put out a couple like product review type horse product, or you work with a company that makes saddles and some different things. And just you start biz deving your way up, and then more revenue comes, so you could build a bigger team if that's your ambition. Yeah. And that's really where the YouTube channel could grow to. That is what I would do if I was you, looking at the quality of the content you're putting out, looking at your energy on camera, and then just thinking about the biggest struggle we all are going to have. This is what our Think Marketing channel is all about, is you got to get known. The only way someone could ever like you and eventually do business with you, business works from know, like, and trust, is they need to actually know who you are first. So we want to go wide with YouTube content. We want to go wide with awareness, right? We want to go wide with, and YouTube channel gives us the opportunity to do that. Even if there's sort of a global audience reach or a US wide reach mentality, big things start small. The huge oak tree starts as just a seed form. And then eventually that oak tree, though, supplies shade and abundance, you know, for generations. And so I think it's got some big level of think for your YouTube channel. But then I would think you'd have as many local clients as you need. Of course, there could be other online marketing strategies. When I think local, sometimes I think YouTube's like a brand, almost like a portfolio, almost like something for people to look at locally on your website. Like, wow, they connect with you. We just did, I think, marketing episode with Stephanie Liu, who said one of the power of video is it actually, when people look in our eyes and they connect with us on video and we talk to them and add value, it releases oxytocin in the brain, which is the feel-good chemical. And so when a business owner, a real estate agent, a horse trainer, or somebody who does horse tours or something, again, wants to eventually connect with customers, video is the best way to do it because it's an accelerator of just getting to know people. And eventually your pipeline will be so full, quote unquote, it's a sales term, right? But like your pipeline will be so full that I think you could not just create a lot of online abundance, but also have plenty of people coming to you locally in Arizona as well. Does that make sense? And is that valuable?
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense to kind of reach out far and wide and then have, you know, local people come on through. I love the tree comparison that you use because that's kind of what it feels like. Is it feels like I've planted the seed and it's starting to sprout, and I can definitely see the potential that YouTube has.
I love it, Katie. I really appreciate that you came on. What was your bird's name again?
Pluto.
Pluto. That's the first bird we've had on Coffee with Cam. Does Pluto talk or no?
Sometimes he sings, but he's really shy.
Okay, he's probably camera shy, like a lot of us. Shout out if you're still like shy to get on camera, just like Pluto. Well, hey, Katie, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming on with Coffee with Cannell, and I'm excited to see how your channel grows. And love the vibe you already have there. Where'd you get your skills? Like the videos you already have out, the thumbnails, the videos, the quality did not start from nowhere.
So I've been making YouTube videos since I can remember. I've had channels that have been about everything and anything, so obviously none of them took off. It was just recently that I saw the value in having a niche and having a very specific market that I'm like, all right, this is my channel, this is what I'm going with, and I'm all in with the horses. I always have been. And yeah, now I think it's built a really good foundation for this channel.
So how many other channels have you had, and probably how many videos have you posted before
God. I've had at least 5 or 6 other channels, and I've posted hundreds and hundreds of videos. Like I've been all over the place. I used to do like vegan recipe videos, hiking, outdoors, self-improvement, that kind of stuff.
So I'm really glad you shared that. I had a hunch, and I wanted everyone in our community to hear that because I want to compliment and just say it's so inspiring to see your resilience, your tenacity. Clearly, you're someone who believes that failures are stepping stones to success.
Absolutely.
And that sometimes you win and sometimes you learn, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so now this channel, which I had that hunch, I could tell the vibe is there. It's strong. It's already growing. You found your niche, but you found it after 6 channels, hundreds of videos, but you didn't give up. I want everybody watching to be encouraged by that because, again, it can be so deflating and so discouraging when you put your time, your energy into 10 videos, 50 videos, 100 videos. You don't necessarily get results, but that entire process has been education. It's been insight. Tell us how you've stayed motivated and when you actually decided, like, I'm going to abandon this channel or this channel is just not working, how you got the courage to get up and start again.
So how I stay motivated is I do pay attention to the big channels that I am going for, if that makes sense. You know, I always tell myself there's however many viewers on YouTube. What was the number you put out? There's like billions of viewers.
Yeah, over 2 billion monthly active users.
2 billion monthly users. I believe I can get 1 million of them. That is such a small fraction compared to 2 billion. And yeah, just watching the big channels, watching them grow. Something I do regularly is I go to a big channel that I really like. I go to their videos and I sort them oldest to newest. And I go and I watch their content that was not so great at first, and I watch them grow. And to me, that's really inspiring. And I'm like, if this average person who's just like me can do it, then I can do it too, as long as I stay dedicated and focused. That's what I'm going for.
As long as I stay dedicated and focused. Katie, you got me fired up. Pluto has got me fired up. And I'm so grateful that you were able to come on Coffee with Cannell today. Let's stay connected. I'm excited. I'll check in with you in like 6 months, a year, when you're at 50,000 subscribers, 100,000, because you got it. You got your niche market. You know what to do. You got your plan. Let's build.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
My friends, commitment is the foundation of all great accomplishments. I get it, man. We get punched in the face. We get setbacks. We get whole channels we've started. I have often said, I've got 4 failed YouTube channels on my way to 2 successful ones. Katie has had 5 to 6 channels, hundreds of videos. But instantly I could tell when I watched her videos, okay, she already gets editing. She's getting the hook. She's got the end cards. Skill by skill, she's been building it up, and she found her niche. Sometimes it takes you time to find your niche market. Sometimes you experiment in different types of channels. And if you're willing to pivot and willing to keep learning, and willing to keep growing and willing to not give up, big things are possible. And so hit the like button if you've been getting value out of this. Let me know what you have been sipping on during this Coffee with Cannell. I've got to go get some more coffee. Somebody were wondering, where do you get the Rise and Grind Think Media mug? thinkmediamerch.com. And I'll drop a link to that in the links section if you want to check out some of the merch. Look, we had a great session today, and thank you for everybody who came on. I appreciate seeing everybody in the back of the studio here in StreamYard, but I'm 10 minutes away from my next obligation. I'm excited because I'm going to try to do another one of these soon. For those that have been a part of the YouTube Influence Challenge, this happens weekly. So if you would love to jump on a Coffee with Cannell, it's going to be happening in the group. It's going to be happening on my Sean Cannell page and then on Think Marketing. And so every week we do this. And so absolutely would love to have you on the show in the future. As a reminder, there is a training coming up tonight where I'm going to have an extended time of Q&A as well. I definitely am going to rest a little bit today. I've got a couple meetings and some coaching calls coming up, and I'm going to drink more coffee. But I'm going to be fired up for tonight. And definitely for those in the challenge, know that the replays are up for just a few more hours. They come down tonight. And then hit the like button if you got value out of the session today. So many great, we had Steven on, Evan on, and Katie, and I missed her name, from Colombia, South America as well. And so just a great session today. Thank you for being here. And I encourage you to check out a couple resources. Man, our mentality is so critical. And so there is that new video over on Video Influencers. If you want to watch that, just click or tap the screen, or just head over to the channel. And it's all about 17 content hacks so you can create your best hacks during quarantine. Really, it's going to help you stay motivated, lead during this time, not shrink back, but press in, punch fear in the face, punch perfectionism in the face, and press record. Appreciate you so much. Thanks for being a part of this video today, and I will see you in the next Coffee with Cannell.